Now, let me talk about how do we go about to study career paths. So there are several ways. One way is indeed you do longitudinal study. If a person finishes, you follow up every year, you send a short survey and ask what are they doing, what's the next way, and you collect the information over a couple of years. Now the survey of doctorate recipients which is funded by national agencies, NSF is the host, and then it's administered currently by NORC, every 2 years sends a survey to 10% of people which they select from the overall population of get a degree. So they have some ideas about the career path. However, you don't know by program or institution because their selection criteria are by race and ethnicity and gender and so on. Now that's one, that would be longitudinal panel studies. You can do individual interviews, you ask people and learn what they're doing, and that you can, several of them, aggregate them, and that would be more in-depth analysis to understand how one moves from one factor, from one stage to the other, and why. So you have some ideas, but you cannot generalize because it's different, as we know, by the field of studies, very different, by what's their personal background, whether they have children, and so on. Another way of how we have done it is we got from the institution all those in 3 consecutive cohorts from all the program who completed the doctorate. So we have a large enough number and can analyze them at the program level. And then we ask them 10 years or 15 years later, take your CV in hand and go back and construct and tell us, and we set the survey up this way. What did you do, year after year? But we said not do every year, you say, what was your first job after that? Was it a postdoc? And then why did you take the postdoc? Why did you, from the postdoc, where did you move? What were your factors, your reasons, and so on? So you can construct it more or less retrospectively, and you can ask, why did they do this? And this is one way you have like a one-time shot, but you know about a fairly large, depends what your sample is, a large group, and you can then generalize. And that's the 3 national studies we did on the PhD 10 or art history or social science. So you see within that, and generally would be one, you can do smaller case studies, the individual, or you do surveys and then you can ask factors and you know the career path. And then you need to try to match also to have the different types of jobs. You use labor statistics to match also the job category. What we did, and I think this is very important and unique, and I wish more in the future institutions also would do it, we mapped actually parallel to the career path what I call the family path. Because we found that particularly for women and people of color, the family path is very important. So we asked all data about the spouse, we asked data about children, we asked data who else lives in the household, and what were the major reasons of not taking a job or taking a job. And this is, in the very first article you read about the common outdated assumptions, some of that alluded to it. But the method of getting to the career path is really asking people with their CV in hand what happened and why, and parallel to it, the family path, and then understanding how those interferes.